what are the basic building blocks that we need to be absolutely rock solid so that we can enable any future success, whether you call it the smart economy or whatever. And I keep coming back to some of the fundamentals. I've spoken at length over many years about the education system, and we can talk a long time about that. But I think we're making progress on the education system, and I don't want to get into a discussion around is the glass half empty or is the glass half full. The point is we are where we are, and there's probably 4 or 5 or 6 key things that we need to work on to get that right. The kind of things that I think are extremely important is the focus on science, technology, engineering and maths. Probably 60–70% of the wealth generating industries in Ireland in 10–20 years' time will have people in them who will be excel in those areas. So what are the ingredients that would make that happen? I think having the best teachers around with the best qualifications clearly is something that's fundamental to that. I think Craig in recent speeches said that teaching is one of the last professions that doesn't pay for performance, and I think that needs to be looked at. I think having the infrastructure in place for the kids with the right incentives. We've made progress in that recently with the double points for maths and some of the additional focus on those type of areas. But the challenge in the education system, I think, is to make it an efficient, effective, focused system, fit for purpose, with all of the new ideas and new obvious things that need to happen to make it work. As I said about teachers, the infrastructure, digital infrastructure, incentivizing not only the teachers but the kids with the right incentives to get the right outcomes. And I think an ongoing evaluation process of our system, of the teachers' performance and so on, is a fundamental part of that. The other foundation that I think is really, really important is to have one of the best R&D systems in the world. We've come from way behind in our R&D capability, and we've made a lot of progress, and very, very good progress. I think SFI was a fantastic initiative, and it's making lots of progress, and we see some of the outcomes of that, like CRAN and so on. But at the end of the day, we're investing a very small portion of our money in R&D, and my big fear now is in the tight budgets that we have, we could regress and lose a lot of the momentum that we've created over the last number of years. It wouldn't take a lot to start losing that momentum and losing some of the critical skills. So I think a continuous long-term investment in creating a very strong R&D system is fundamental also. The third thing, and we've talked about this many times, is broadband. I think any one of your questions that you ask will, its outcome will be predicated on having a world-class, ubiquitous, high bandwidth, low cost system. And that's important for so many reasons. If you think about it as a society, broadband in the 21st century is going to be as important to our society and the well-being of our society as the roads infrastructure are today, and we've made lots of improvements, as you know, in those. And I think we have to have a very, very clear, focused, well put together plan that really has, high ambitions in a short period of time, because we're in catch-up mode, and we need to recognize that, and we need to focus on it and build a plan that has some very short-term tactical aspects to it, and then deliver something that's really, really in the top, 10 percentile around the world. People will rely on broadband for so many reasons. If you think about healthcare, I think healthcare in so many ways is a wealth-generating opportunity for this country. We can use digital healthcare as a test bed for trying out these new capabilities so that we can port them around the world and create wealth from it by developing R&D initiatives that generate business models. Intel, we've been involved in recent times in digital health, and we've put some very both products and capabilities in place that enable people to live at home longer and have digital capability in the home that allows remote monitoring and all kinds of things. Now, the benefit of that from a society point of view is huge, but the benefit to it from an economic point of view in terms of our health, the cost of our healthcare system is huge. And quite frankly, our healthcare systems are breaking down, and the cost of them is becoming so astronomical that we won't be able to afford that level of quality. So it's a fundamental imperative for us as a nation to fix that problem, but it also is a huge business opportunity.